Hello, and welcome. My name is LucidFlux, and today I'm going to share with you my ultimate dad build. So, what is a dad build? No, I'm serious. I hear the term all the time. I'm a father and I don't really know. I guess that's not true. I think it's just something that makes it so you don't have to try as hard. It's like, I've worked all day. I did a good job. Yeah, I deserve this, so it's kind of a treat yourself kind of build. But maybe you've just got potato aim, slow reflexes, or poor vision, which this build can also help with. It's the kind of build that takes a bit of the edge off. Maybe your brain's already mushed from a long day at the office, and you don't really feel like putting in much more effort. For me, the solution to this problem, without question, is bottom tree stormcaller. Sure, Icarus dashing or blinking around is fun, and they're really strong picks, but taking full advantage of those subclasses is more work than I'm willing to put in most nights. It's tiring, whereas simply throwing down a rift for a free damage boost that can be kept up nearly indefinitely is kind of easy. The subclass was of course buffed this season, with the arc buddies now lasting a second longer for a total of 13, but also now shooting 10% faster. Pew pew pew! These things are incredible. They do 33 damage per burst, essentially lowering your time to kill. They shoot at invisible hunters, they shoot at enemies you can't see because they blend in with the background, maybe they're head glitching behind cover or off your screen entirely. Or maybe you're like my friend Robbie and you just can't see very well to begin with. They're basically a notification that slaps you in the face and says, hey, shoot that guy over there right now. The arc buddies by themselves are the core of the subclass, but let's go over the rest. Your rift charges faster when near allies. And you also run faster near allies, and this can stack up to 3 times for a very fast sprint speed. It almost guarantees you'll be the first one getting to key lanes at the beginning of a match. The melee is a battery for all of your abilities, recharging both grenade, melee, and super energy. That's pretty awesome, but the melee itself kinda sucks, so don't build around it, just think of it as a bonus. And finally, we get to Landfall. Landfall. It actually lives up to its name now, and devastates as both a panic and roaming super, popping bubbles and shooting out 5 arc lines? Waves? No, what does it say? 5 bolts of lightning in a shockwave around you. This makes it a fantastic panic or shutdown super, but you move kinda slow, so don't think you'll be able to run down most players in the open, so definitely make use of cover and plan its use accordingly. Next up, you have to equip yourself with some weapons. Honestly, if you have a preferred loadout, then stick with it. When I put on my tryhard hat, it's usually some combination of hand cannon, pulse, sniper, or shotgun, but sometimes I just want comfort food. So I like to run with rapid fire pulses and fusion rifles. These are both very forgiving weapons because of how fast they can shoot. My kinetic of choice is the Time Worn Spire, which is a fantastic dueling weapon with insane range with the right roll. My rapid fire fusion of choice is the Zealot's Reward, which is a laser beam, but you can use a Cartesian coordinate or null composure as well. Just look for under pressure and stability perks on the Cartesian. Shotguns and snipers are in every shooter, but fusions are 100% destiny. I like fusions because they're elegant, they're forgiving. You don't need to be quite as precise as a slug shotgun, but you get even more range. And thanks to our arc buddy, you can even miss an extra bolt and still get the 1 burst kill. The reason I like rapid fire fusions is how fast they charge, giving them a more aggressive playstyle. They're great counters to rushers with pellet shotguns, while also outranging slugs, and while you have a few less meters of range than a precision or high impact fusion, you can get your burst off well before they can. It's still very important to learn the range limit on your particular fusion, and also when it makes sense to go for a second burst or when to quick swap to a primary for a cleanup. For my heavy, I usually run the the Wardcliff Coil, but I also like grenade launchers with chain reaction. It's really up to you. And now for gear. You can pause the video to see the exact perks on each piece of gear. But in PvP, I find it very important to supplement your gunplay as much as you can, so I load up on targeting, dexterity, loader, unflinching, and scavenger mods. This will become even more important once the 30th anniversary patch hits, which will be hitting ability regen across the board, but we'll revisit that once we have it in our hands. The exotic choice is largely up to you. Because my primary of choice has low handling, I opt for Ophidian aspects, but the Stag and Transversive Steps are both top picks as well. For stats, I like to run with between tier 3 and 4 mobility so I have decent strafe speed while dueling. Resilience I like to keep at 6, which has saved me more times than I can count. I'll often survive various team shooting scenarios with just a pixel of health left that would have otherwise left me dead if I had any less resilience. Recovery is the most important stat for both getting you back into the action quickly and for recharging our all-powerful rifts, so I always aim for tier 10. For discipline, I try to hit at least tier 4 or 5. Intellect, also try to aim for anywhere from tier 5 and up. Melee you can ignore entirely. Now a lot of your specific stat spread will depend upon your gear rolls, particularly your exotics. So while my legendaries are quite impressive, my current best Ophidian aspects are pretty bad, so my stat spread definitely has room for improvement. Now the last piece of the puzzle. It's very important that you run what I believe is the standard charge with light build. This consists of taking charge, charge harvester, high energy fire, and if you have the mod budget, you can add powerful friends, radiant light, or stacks on stacks. Now, some people might scoff at charge harvester because you lose 10 recovery, but the thing is, you can easily make that up, and it's a very reliable source of becoming charged with light, to have high energy fire up as often as possible. That extra 20% damage is huge. It lets certain weapons kill in less shots. Weapons like Le Monarch kill with one headshot, and will help you win more gunfights and make 1v2s that much easier, so do not sleep on it. Rather than rushing around the map, I like to play territory control, meaning holding a power position with quick access to multiple lanes, high traffic areas, or highly contested zones on the map. If you're playing solo, you will need to pay close attention to where the rest of your team is positioned and be prepared to reverse your focus to avoid getting spawn flipped and the enemy team collapsing on you from behind. This may mean playing more aggressive and moving around the map with your team, but you can still hold a position near the middle. Just make sure you have an escape route planned and try to pay attention for those spawn flips. You're going to want to pop your rifts on cooldown so that you always have an arc buddy at your side. Drop them near corners so you can retreat back into them to heal if you take damage. I like to drop one in either the first capture zone or close to a B flag so that my teammates also have an arc buddy for that opening engagement with the enemy team. Knowing the one-hit kill range of your particular fusion will mean staying away from corners to prevent shotgun rushers from getting the jump on you. It may be tempting to stay near your rift, but instead you should back up about 15 to 20 meters so you can catch the enemy off guard as they turn the corner. Unlike Dawnblade, you move very slow while in Storm Trance, so be careful and make sure you don't just charge the enemy head on. Be sure to flank, come from behind cover, or jump around corners at a high angle to catch enemies off guard and hit them with landfall. Then you're going to want to strafe aggressively between cover while hunting down your next target. For grenades, I tend to swap between Pulse or Storm, but be sure to throw them out liberally to either prime or clean up your kills. That about covers the ultimate dad build. I'm going to let the rest of this match with me and my clanmates play out, but thanks for watching and don't forget to do the YouTube thing, like, comment, subscribe. See you on the flip side.